Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In today's session, let's look into one of the important sorting techniques in Python. So today let's look into the bubble sort, which is one of the important sorting techniques available in Python programming language. When do we use bubble sort? Whenever we want to uh, sort the list or a array in an ascending or a descending order, we go in for the bubble sort. It helps us to sort the array in the required method. So now suppose I'm having a list called list 1, which is having the elements 15, 30, 20, 25 and then 10. Now I want to sort my list into the ascending order. So I want this particular output. That is 10 should appear first, then 15, 10 should appear first, then 50, 20, 25 and 30. So I want this particular output. So how can this output be achieved with the help of bubble sort? So let's see the bubble sort technique in today's session. So basically bubble sort compares adjacent elements, that is the elements which are lying next to each other. So it compares the adjacent elements and does the sorting based on whatever we want, whether we want it in the ascending order or we want it in the descending order. So for ascending order, it will check if the value at index 1, the value at index 0 is greater than the value at index 1. So if the value of index 0 is greater than 1, then it will do the swapping. That is, the least element will come here and the bigger element will go over here. So it does the swapping and we do the checking. And now so to get this particular output, we have to write the bubble sort coding. So for coding, let me take n is equal to length of list 1. So n is nothing but equal to length of list 1. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my n will have the value 5. Now let me give a for loop telling for I in range n minus 1. Since there are 5 elements in the list, n minus 1 will be having the value 4. So range of 4 will range from 0, 1, 2 and 3. It won't consider the fourth element. Now, again I give a for loop for j in range 0, n minus I minus 1. So it will range from 0 to n minus I minus 1. I is varying. Initially I will be 0. So j value will range from 0 to 5 minus 0 minus 1, that is 4. So it keeps on varying as I increments or decrements. And now let me say if list 1 of j is greater than list 1 of j plus 1, then I'll do the swapping. This is for ascending order, to sort the list in the ascending order. So let me say for swapping I can give list 1 dot j list 1 of j plus 1 is equal to list 1 j plus 1 list of j. So the jth value will go to j plus 1 and the jth plus 1 value will come to the jth index. So this is how the sorting takes place. So now based on this, let us take our code. Initially I in range n minus 1. N will have the value 5 because the length of the list is equal to 5. I will range from 0 to 4. N minus 1 is 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. So I will take initially, it will range from 0, 1, 2 and then 3. It won't consider the fourth value. So it will range from 0 to 3. So initially I will be 0. So for the step 0, that is when I equal to 0. What happens over here? Our jth value ranges from 0, n minus I minus 1. I is 0 initially. So n minus 0 is nothing but 5 minus 0 minus 1. So j will range from 0, 1, 2, 3. It won't consider the fourth element. So it will range from 0 to n is 5 minus 0 minus 1. 0 to 4. So it will range from 0, 1, 2, 3. So when I equal to 0, j ranges from 0, 1, 2, 3. So here I is equal to 0. J also ranges from j equal to 0, j equal to 1, j equal to 2 and j equal to 3. So now for j equal to 1, it will compare, it is initially 15, 30, 20, 25, 10. So when j is equal to 0 and I equal to 0, it will check if list of j, list 1 of j is 0, is greater than 1, list 1 of 1. So it will compare j equal to 0 and j equal to 1 value. So the adjacent elements gets compared. It will compare if the first element is greater than the second element. If it is so, then it will do the swapping. Otherwise, it will retain as it is. Now, our first element is lesser than the second element. 15 is lesser than 30. So, it will retain as it is. So, 15 will be retained, then 30, 20, 25, 10. Now, j becomes, for I equal to 0, j becomes 1. So, when j becomes 1, j of 1 is greater than j of j plus 1. So, j of 1 is greater than list of 1 of 2. So, it will compare j of 1 and j of 2. Here, for j equal to 0, it was comparing j list 1 of 0, list 1 of 1. Here, it will compare list 1 of 1 with list 1 of 2. So, here, list 1 of 1 is greater than this particular value. So it will do the swapping. So this element will come here and this element will go here. So when j equal to 2, I'll have 15, 20, 30, 25 and then 10. Now for every ith value, j spans from 0 to 3. So for I equal to 0, now j becomes 2. So it will compare 30 with 25. So it will increment. It will be initially here, then it will increment, iterate, then again it will iterate. Now 30 is greater than 25. So now I'll have 15, 20, 25, 30 and then 10. And in the last method, it will compare j equal to 2, 3 with j equal to 4. So now 30 is greater than 10. So it will swap and will give this particular output on the screen, that is 15, 20, 25, 10 and then 30. So after the first step, that is I equal to 0, j has completed 0th iteration, first iteration, second iteration and third iteration. And we have got this particular output. What we can see in this particular output is the highest element in the list has gone to the last position. So highest element has gone to the last position. So this particular value we need not swap anymore. So from the next iteration onwards, that is when step 1, that is I equal to 1, we need not check 10 with 30. We have to check only 15 with 20, 20 with 25 and 25 with 10, because 30 has already been swapped and it is in the last position. So now when I equal to 1, so this was for I equal to 0. Now for I equal to 0, my jth range has completed its iterations. Now it will go to I equal to 1. So when I equal to 1, our jth value ranges from 0 to n minus I. N minus I is n minus 1. That is 5 minus 1, 4 minus 1. That is 3. So it will span from 0, 1 and then 2. It won't consider the third index. So in step 1, for j equal to 0, j equal to 1, j equal to 2, it will do the comparisons. Firstly, for I equal to 1, j equal to 0, let's see what is the output. So this was the output from the previous comparison, that is step 0. In step 1, it will take this particular list 1 and it will again start comparing from the beginning, that is 15 will be compared with 20. So 15, 20, 25, 10, 30. So it will compare 15 with 20 again from the beginning. How it was for j equal to 0. Again for j equal to 0, it will compare from the beginning. But this will be for I equal to 1. This was for I equal to 0. And now 15 is less than 20. So it will retain as it is. So 15, 20, 25, 30. Now it will compare 20 with 25. For j equal to 1, it will compare 20 with 25. Even now it is proper. No swapping is required. 15, 20, 25, 10, 30. For j equal to 2, it will compare 25 with 10. So here 25 is greater than 10. So it will do the swapping. So we get 15, 20, 10, 25 and 30. So after the second iteration, this was first iteration, this was second iteration, we have seen that the second highest element, that is 25, has occupied the next position. After 30, it has occupied the next position. So these two elements have been swapped. So now in the third iteration, in the step 2, that is I equal to 2. So in the step 2, when we saw I equal to 1, now let's go into I equal to 2. So for I equal to 2, j ranges from 0 and then 1, because n is 5. 5 minus 2 minus 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So it will range from 0 to 1. So in this step, it will have j equal to 0, j equal to 1. So initially j was for till 3, then it became 2, then it has become 1. So it has been decreasing by 1 value. And now the last output what we got was 15, 20, 10, 25 and then 30. Now again it will start from the beginning. It will compare from the beginning. So 15 is less than 20. So it will retain as it is 15, 20, 10, 25, 30. And now in the second iteration, it will check 20 with 10. 20 is greater than 10. So it will do the swapping. So after swapping, 10 will come to the second position, 20 will go to the third position. 25, 30. So in the step 2, that is when I equal to 2, we saw the third highest element has occupied from the last it has occupied the third position. So it has been sorted in the 30 is gone to the last, 25 and 20. So these three elements have now been sorted. So now the last step is when I equal to 3. So when I equal to 3, j will span from z, it will span only z because n is 5, I is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it won't consider 1, it will consider only till 0. So it will span, it will check only once in the step 3. So in the step 3, that is when I equal to 3, j will check only once for j equal to 0. So the output what we got previously was 15, 10, 20, 25 and 30. And for j equal to 0, it will again check from the beginning 15 and 10. 15 is greater than, so it will do the sorting. 10 will come here, 15 will go to the next position, 20, 25, 30. So as we have seen, in the final round, that is when I equal to 3 and j spanning only till 0, we have seen this particular output, the final output. And when we check this particular output with what was required, that is sorting in ascending order, we have achieved it. So 10, 10, 15, 15, 20, 25, 30. So my list has been sorted in the ascending order. Similarly, we can check for the descending order as well. So hope so friends, it is clear for you. We have to basically take two loops. One is the I, one is the jth loop. I is for step 0 implementation of the steps and j is for checking the individual elements in the list. So we have to consider two loops and we have to check for the condition if list 1 of j is greater than j plus 1. That is j is greater than j plus 1. If so, we have to swap the elements. Otherwise, we have to retain it as it is. Hope so friends, the bubble sort technique method is clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.